Hello everyone, my name is Sydney, Sidders and Solhan_do, and today you join me back on the Kent Coast Walk. We are starting 2020 with the Isle of Grain to Upper Stoke Walk. You join me here by the Grain Crossing bus stop. Last time you joined us for the Isle of Grain episode of the Kent Coast Walk, which is where we did the little bit of coast by the Isle of Grain. We have got our Gravesend and Rochester Who Peninsula map as we've had for quite a while. And today's walk takes us from Grain Crossing bus station, which is bus stop by the sort of Grain Power Station area. We shall be heading down the road a little bit until we get to the bit where we can follow the coast. As you can see on the map right now, in red is the part of coast that you can't do by the Isle of Grain Power Station. And in blue is obviously the route that we're going to be taking today. We'll follow a little bit of this peninsula bit that goes down like a spike sort of into the sea, into the Medway estuary, and follow the coast along until we get to Middle Stoke. And from Middle Stoke we will continue past the Stoke Airfield, which I've been interested to see, until we get about parallel to Upper Stoke. We'll do a little bit of the coast south of Upper Stoke, as there's like a little tiny bit of coast that you can do, which stops abruptly when you get to another industrial area, which on our next walk we shall have to avoid and go inland a little bit. From that point we'll obviously cut back to Upper Stoke, where we shall finish our walk by the church in Upper Stoke. So without any more hesitation, let's get going. Goodbye Isle of Grain. Onwards down the Who Peninsula we go. As we walk down this busy road here, one thing I forgot to mention was that today's walk is 5 miles long. So with this sign behind me, we are leaving the Isle of Grain after 3 walks of spending time here. It's been lovely exploring this area, but we must continue down the Who Peninsula towards the Medway towns. And just across from the sign, we are joining the bit of grass here to follow the coast. And just over there's sort of sticky down pointy peninsula thing, which is very odd on the map. So right over there is where we ended last time, on the other side of that industrial area. And this barrier here marks the part of coast that we couldn't do. But as you see where we are now, we'll follow this along and along the pointy bit. Very misty today. Hoping it will clear up a little bit, but there's some walkers over there with a dog, which is nice to see. Footpath, public footpath to Medway Estuary, which we are on right now. So right here we've got a stile. There's these bits of wood here. Yay, we did it! Ah! Onwards! From here you can see like quite a lot of the last walks that we've been doing. Obviously you've got the Isle of Grain, and then at the end of that slope over there, we've got All Hallows, and then further over this way it's Stoke, and probably on top of that hill over there there'll be High Halstow. Over that way you can see the industrial area that we will finish at today. So far, today's walk has been lovely, but a bit of a sloppy, going. It's been a bit exhausting just walking through the mud, trying to one step, two step, oh, squelchy, squelch and squelch. In the background you can see there's Middle Stoke, which we're nearly at. Then you've got I believe that's the airfieldy part there. And behind that on top of the hill you can see Upper Stoke, where we will end. But first of all we'd have to walk all along here to that harbour there. And a bit further to the industrial area. I'm super excited to see this little stretch here. As you can see, my spirits have lifted because there's no longer a super squelchy path full of mud. And the sky is starting to clear, it's starting to look rather lovely. Something that's been rather wonderful about doing all of these walks, and that my mum just sort of pointed out to me, is that each walk has definitely had its own identity. Today's walk feels very marshy, and it's just been very different to all the previous walks, as has the Isle of Grain walk and the walk from All Hallows to Grain. Every single walk has had this unique feel about it. You have these sort of long grassy banks that have been winding in and out like a snake almost the whole time here. So even though we've had these sort of marshland and long grassy banks on the previous walks, it hasn't quite felt the same as the walk that we are on now. That was style number 3. As we get closer to Middle Stoke, we have this beautiful little area, except for the power pylons, but other than that it's beautiful. And we can see just there's a plane on the airfield. A plane! And another plane on the airfield. Oh, how exciting! The settlement of Middle Stoke. Just leading down. There's our 4th style you can see in this shot. And with the boat, no, not the boat, the plane just over there. Oh, I didn't notice. A plane just landed. You can see it moving. I cut my filming just before it landed, darn it. This style coming up here is a bit interesting. See if... yeah, it's 2 bits of plank. Oh, the foot bit's fallen off, you can see on the ground there. See if we can get over this. Ha! Whoa, did I get bird poo on my hand? No, that's just mud. We're in the Middle Stoke bit now. That was almost like a boundary. Just look at how gorgeous this is. It's a nice low-lying path next to the water. And the hamlet of Middle Stoke. Going along to the airfield. Here at the airfield, they have a little cafe there called the Medway Cafe. 22 Fly is apparently the name of this place. And there's our plane. And another plane. What a lovely location. So Upper Stoke looks super close right now, just up there. But we've got to do a bit of coast still down this way through the harbour. The Great Pyramid of Stoke. We have made it to the lovely harbour at Stoke. Entering the harbour area. Here we have the railway crossing. It's mainly for industrial uses, but that would be the quickest way to go to Upper Stoke. Be there in 10 minutes if we went that way. But we're continuing along a bit further. You can just see the industrial building that we'll stop at eventually on the horizon there. This brings back memories of Broadness Harbour on the second walk I did from Green Hive to Gravesend. But that was significantly creepier and had more of a unused vibe with all the leftover boats. But here, this harbour is definitely used, and it's really interesting and lovely to see. There you go, up there you can really see how close Upper Stoke is. So from here we're following this road, which is just to the right next to the railway crossing, and it leads us up this way here. I did look if it was that way, but that just leads to a dead end there, so it is this way. Oh, hello. Hey. Hello there. So as we continue along, we just had a talk with a lovely man, and apparently there's the German World War II submarine just out here somewhere. Which was sunk during World War II. We're following this path up here. And I also learnt that the building that we're going to stop at, we'll see it a bit closer later, but that is the Amazon building. I get the impression this dog here is called Chewy. Oh no, he's chasing Mama, you've got some friends. Look down. Oh, hello. Oh, hey.
No, that way. This way. That way. That way, come on. Right, quick, come on.
Okay. We're on the last stretch now, and those dogs, they were so lovely. Oh, I loved the little brownish golden colour one. And those other two, they kind of got carried away by us and started following us instead of the owner. There we go, the Amazon building, Amazon deliveries. They're not sponsored. We've got like just to there, and then we'll have to cut across back to Upper Stoke. Please sponsor me. We've got some ponies and some horsies, super cute. Here we've got perhaps one of our last styles of today, but you can walk around it. There we go, around the style. Nearing very close to the end. That boat just over there is where we will finish off for today. It's very peaceful here. We started way over there on the Isle of Grain. Where that car is going just now is where we will head back up to Upper Stoke. But we have the little dead end bit of public right of way on the coast to follow down this way. Oh, they're beautiful. Hello, horses. So, we have made it to the end of today's walk. We are at the end of the public right-of-way, despite the beautiful green fields behind that we could walk across if they were public right-of-way. But alas, we shall head back to Upper Stoke and continue our walk there next time. It's been lovely. The first half was a bit muddy and a little bit strenuous, but the second half with Middle Stoke and the airfield and the boats, the harbour area, it's been wonderful. As we walk back to Stoke, I shall show where we'll pick up on the walk next time in the countryside. Hey! Oh, this hay is torture. They can't reach it. Let's go and cross the railway tracks. Oh, it's locked.
Yeah.
Ow! Oh. That wasn't too hard. Made it across. For some reason someone locked that gate, which is supposed to be a public right of way. Closing this gate. Ah. There we go. Always close your gates. Let's continue across the countryside by this absolutely beautiful pylon. Hey there. Mwah. We just came from that way. Next time we shall go down that way. This way is a random road that we won't go down. And this way will take us back to Upper Stoke. Still got one more thing to see today, which is the church of Upper Stoke. Despite the walk's already finished, I still want to see the church. Here we are, getting close to Upper Stoke, the village, borderline hamlet. Here's the sign for Upper Stoke. We have made it! Hooray! And stuff. There's a post van having to reverse all the way up from the harbour along Creek Lane. So if you decide to stop at the harbour and not do the little bit from the harbour to over there, that's where the railway crossing is from the harbour. And that's a bike person. So you can cut up here instead and go to Upper Stoke. If I get a bit closer here, you got the sign for Creek Lane and RS34 public footpath to Medway Estuary. Here's a rather odd cul-de-sac in Upper Stoke. They have a lovely view of the Medway Estuary, but it's like just in a bit of an odd position, called Dickensian Close. Here's Church Terrace, and there's the back of the church at Upper Stoke, but you can't enter from the back front as far as I can tell, so we're going to walk around to the main street of Upper Stoke and have a look from there. They've got Rudolph here, and we have arrived at St. Peter and St. Paul Church in Stoke, Upper Stoke. There's the church. Thank you very much for watching this video of us walking from Grain Crossing to Upper Stoke. Here by the church we shall end off, and next time we'll be walking from Upper Stoke to Lower Upnor. Yeah, I can't wait to do, well, I'm going to try and do all of Kent in 2020. No promises, but I'll do my best. Thank you very much for watching. And don't forget to believe in the rainbows.